All right. So now let's start with the Sutra 8, Purna Purnabhayam, Purnabhayam. And basically, the Sanskrit to English translation of that is by the completion or non completion. By the completion or non completion, right? So, welcome to this eighth lesson of Vedic Mathematics, or the eighth sutra. So we will kind of explore what Purnabhayam, or by the completion or non-completion, actually means. Right. So this sutra provides an elegant method of multiplication by working with numbers close to a convenient base and using the concepts of completion or non-completions or deficiency. Okay. So, in authentic, Vedic mathematics, this sutra uh, kind of reveals how calculations can be simplified by working with complements of convenient bases, right? So the ancient sages recognized that operations become more efficient when we consider how numbers relate to complete or incomplete values or deficient values. This principle allows us to transform complex multiplication into simple additions, subtractions, and multiplications of small numbers. Okay, so let's look at the first example, which is a multiplication near base, which is an example of 97 times 96, right? So if you look at step one, which basically is, let's say it's both are close to 100, so it's base 100. So the first thing you do is you find the deficiency from base 100. So the first one, 97, deficiency is 3. Minus 3, right? It's 3 less. And 96 deficiency is, it's a negative minus 4 or negative 4, right? So now, if we take this deficiency and then we kind of so cross subtract, right? So basically, the 97 deficiency is minus 3, so you subtract that from 96, right? Or you take for 96 as a deficiency of minus 4, subtract that from 97. So either way, it comes with 93, right? So the Vedic sages kind of discovered that multiplication becomes simpler when working with numbers close to the convenient base. Okay. So by expressing numbers in terms of their deficiencies or excesses, so it could be over 100, so it will be excess, right? From this base, complex multiplications transfer into straightforward operations. So this insight reveals the elegant efficiency of mathematical thinking, right? So we get the either we do either way, we get in step two 93. Okay. So this 93 becomes the left side of the answer. And then you take the two deficiencies, right? So first you see here, we calculate the deficiencies and then we subtracted 93, right? So that becomes your first part of the result. And then you take the two deficiencies and you multiply them. Minus 3 minus 4 is 12. So that becomes the second part. So your result is 9,312, right? You look at the deficiency, you do the cross multiplications, you do the subtractions, and then you get quickly the answer. Okay. So let's look at another example. And this time we will take the mixed completion deficiency. What does it mean is, in this case, 103 times 97. That means 1 is deficient and other one is excess, right? Like we said, it could work for either case. Okay. So again, if you look at, the first step in here is again base 100. One is excess, which is +3. Other one is -3, which is deficiency, right? So if you want to quickly look at what the Vedic insight here is that, so they recognize again multiplied numbers on opposite side of the base, one above and one below, one above and one below, right? Above and below, okay? Special patterns emerge. So by understanding the relationship between excess and deficiency, they develop methods to handle these mixed case efficiently. Okay. So this is what you observe, you recognize, and then you take advantage of that. Okay. So again, if you kind of cross add that, so 103 plus -3, right? So you have 100 left, correct? The minus is a deficiency. You take the deficiency of 97 and you cross add that. So just recap, my +1 is +3 is excess, -3 is deficiency from 97. And then from 103, you subtract the deficiency of this -3, that's 100, right? And then you take the two deficient numbers, so +3 times -3, right? That's -9, okay? And then you take the -9 and you subtract from this 100, so 91, okay? So remember that 91, right, is what will become the right side of your result, okay? Now, as far as the left side of the result is there, so you take, as part of the deficiency, you take and subtract -1 from 100, right? So to get the right side, you take multiplication of two deficiencies, -9, and you subtract from 100, that's 91. On the left side of the solution, you just subtract it by -1. You take 100 and that's 99. So basically, that's kind of how you get the final result of 103 times 97 is 99, 91. Okay. So again, remembering, looking at the numbers, recognizing the patterns, and applying the right sutra, right? Like I said, there's 14 of this, and then you can pretty much solve any kind of mathematical calculations, right? So Puranapuranabyham teaches us to work efficiently with numbers near convenient bases and by recognizing patterns of completion or non-completion or deficiency, right? Whether dealing with pure deficiency or mixed cases, right? So in this first example, we saw pure deficiency. Second example, it was a mixed case. So this method transforms complex multiplication into simple additions, subtractions, and basic multiplication operations, right? Like how you did the multiplication of the deficiencies. So the Vedic insights we have explored reveal the profound mathematical understanding of the ancient sages, whose techniques continue to offer elegant solutions to modern calculation challenges.